Potato, do you want to watch? Do you want to look at some comic books? Do you want to look at some comic books? Do you want to look at some comic books?
Hi, I'm Glenn Simpson, and I've collected comics for over 40 years, and I'm showing off my collection one box at a time. Today, we're looking at box number 50. We're going to look at some of the second and third and fourth Deathstroke series and make our way into Defenders. So that's going to be a good time. I hope that you will like and comment and subscribe. That's a big help to the channel. And if there's anything you'd like to see that would be in one of these packs that I didn't show, let me know, and we'll do a special video for that. So here we go. Let's get into box 50.
All right, here we go. So we're going to pick up where we left off with. We finished the first Deathstroke series last time, so we're going to start with the New 52 Deathstroke, which had a 0 issue, a year or two into the series, numerically speaking. It would start here. This one was actually, there's a little controversy over this because Rob Liefeld of Image Comics fame and X-Force and things like that, he was doing this, and there were a lot of panels in here that seemed to be taken directly from when George Perez had originally written and presented, presented the origin of Deathstroke, and there were a lot of people who claimed he just kind of traced or used those and didn't apply enough originality to it, and he took that with his usual good-natured self. So anyway, that's issue 0 of New 52 Deathstroke. So then we get to actual number 1 of New 52 Deathstroke, right there. Simon Bisley doing some art, right there. Kyle Higgins doing the writing, issue 1. And by the time we get to issue 9, they brought in Liefeld and to do the art and the writing on the whole thing. Apparently it wasn't going very well with the original artist and writer. Sorry. Got issue 10, where Deathstroke goes up against Lobo, and the funny thing here is he goes up against traditional Lobo, but the New 52 had kind of slick, thin, or suave Lobo, and so nobody told Liefeld that we changed Lobo. So then they got rid of suave Lobo and brought back OG Lobo. So turns out Liefeld was right in the end, I guess. It's issue 10. And that issue 16. Liefeld has moved on. Right there. Issue 17. There. And then that version of the series ends with issue 20. There was also in the New 52 the Ravagers series, and that series had a version of Terra, so we have kind of a reunion of those two from the Judas Contract classic storyline. Then we have another Deathstroke series. It was like, well, this series isn't selling. Let's reboot it at number 1, as you tend to do. And this was issue 1, but it's the Monsters of the Month variant cover. There. Issue 4. He's teaming up with, this is more representative of the normal series, teaming up with Harley Quinn, Tony Daniel, doing the writing. He's, of course, an artist, but he's doing the writing here and doing covers on this version. Issue 5. Still, he's going up against the Batman. Harley Quinn in tow. By issue 8, Tony Daniel has him going up against Wonder Woman. Yeah, this one was definitely more of a let's get him out into the rest of the DC universe kind of thing. Leverage all that. And that continues into issue 9 with Deathstroke going up against Superman in the new 52 version. Issue 15. So this is the Neil Adams variant cover, where Neil Adams recreated one of his classic covers with the character of the book. These are all classic DC writers and artists and things. We've got Julia Schwartz, and I think that's Paul Levitz, and there's some other faces I recognize, but I couldn't definitively tell you who they were. But some DC staffers of the past there. Then issue 16 has been selling for a little higher price, with Red Hood going up against Deathstroke there. A Red Dot book in my collection. Got issue 17, John Romita Jr. coming to DC and doing a whole line of covers, variant covers. And issue 20 of that one with Deathstroke going up against Ra's al Ghul. And that Deathstroke series had an annual or two. One back from when Tony Daniel is doing the writing and the covers. And I think this one actually finishes out that God Killer storyline that we were seeing parts of. And then just a regular annual like we have most of the time. Then we get to Rebirth, and we got another Deathstroke series. And this is going to be one that eventually, he starts it off. Christopher Priest is writing. Not my favorite writer, honestly, but was sticking with it. And so we have from the Rebirth series, Deathstroke writer issue number 1. We got to issue 8. Superman showing up. Got issue 9 right there. Sadie Wilson, Prisoner of War. Issue 15. Somewhere in here he starts teaming up with these teen heroes. This is a new Power Girl that's sort of taking the place of the original Power Girl, but then the original one comes back. Issue 15. And she might be dead right here. I don't know. No, she's not really. But anyway, that's issue 16. And something's a big deal. This is a Red Dot book, although it seems to be missing its red dot. I'll have to fix that. Can't have a Red Dot book without a red dot. Issue 17. Power Girl is back. And issue 20 right there. I think I have it. I quit buying this for a while, but then I think I got them all in back issues. I think I have them all. Issue 20 right there. Deathstroke dies, and then he decides when he comes back to life he's going to be a good guy, something like that. And so he creates a team. It includes Tara, Power Girl, Wallace West, the Kid Flash, Jericho. So that's issue 21. Runs through issue 28 with the new Superman, the Chinese Superman, fighting him. 29. There, his team being taken out. I work alone. So basically giving up on the whole thing, whether it was actually ever sincere or not. Issue 36. Got Deathstroke in Arkham. There, going up with all the crazies. Issue Best Deathstroke Arkham continues in 37. There. Then we get to Deathstroke 44. We're getting towards the Year of the Villain type stuff, and so he is teaming up with some other villains and things. Right there, issue 44. Let's see. Issue 45. Right there. Wintergreen. I think Wintergreen died and then he came back. There. And then issue 50 with Deathstroke versus Deathstroke. Last Deathstroke series, well, by that title. It had an annual, which was part of that super team storyline that he had. Then we get Deathstroke Inc. So he's got kind of a business going. Black Canary's in there, kind of working with him. But is she really? Issue 1 through issue 7. Right there. Also, what do they call him? Respawn, who is clearly another kid of Deathstroke's that has come to his own. Issue 7. Issue 8 gets tied into some kind of crossover with the Batman books called Shadow War. I say some kind because I don't even remember what it was about. I think this was the bit where Ra's al Ghul gets assassinated, something like that. But that's issue 8. And go to issue 15. Have kind of a year 1 storyline, but there. And that ends the Deathstroke Inc. series. He goes from here kind of into the Dark Crisis storyline, if I remember correctly. So as a hero as a character who got his own book in the Rebirth, he had a Rebirth special. And that is this. There. And another one of those team-ups that you always knew you wanted. Deathstroke and Yogi Bear. As with the others, you start off with a storyline, with 2 stories. One with kind of a realistic artisty, what kind of way, and then a backup story with it's more on model for the Hanna-Barbera character with a cartoony version of our hero. And we had Secret Squirrel having some backups in there as well. We have not a big Sandman guy, but I did pick up Death at the High Cost of Living at some point, all 3 issues, as recently adapted in the final episode of the Sandman TV series. So we got issue 1 of that through issue 3. Right there. Then we've got Death Cubed. I don't know how you're really supposed to say that. Death 3, with 3 variations on Death's Head teaming up, and hilarity ensues, as I like to say. Right there, issue 4 of that. There. So we're through with the death. Now we go to Decimation for one quick sec. Technically, this is the only, there was a lot of books under that Decimation storyline where the Scarlet Witch had magically made most of the mutants lose their powers. This was the only item where the title of the book actually, in the fine print, in the indicia, has Decimation. This is Decimation, House of M, the day after. So this is a one-shot tied into that whole storyline. So then we're going to get into Defenders. Quick story about this first issue. Somebody, this friend of mine, not a close friend, but somebody I knew, brought me a stack of comics and asked me to figure out if they were worth anything. So I wrote up a list, and then I didn't hear from them for a long time. And then so I put the books up on a shelf, and then eventually I did hear from them, and I took the books off the shelf and I gave them the books, and not realizing that I had left one of them on the shelf, and they never asked me about it. And so I feel bad, but I don't even know how to contact that person anymore. So it's now mine. Defenders number 19. Starting my Defenders, which is actually a little earlier than the bulk of what I have, but that's number 19. And I don't really know why I have issue 20. I think I got this in an auction with just a little bundle of books that I was getting a decent price there. It's not in great shape, but issue 20 there. And it jumps to where I think January of 76, which is usually where I start, with 31, January. So we got Defenders number 31 there. Some Gil Kane artwork on there. Issue 33, the Headmen right there. I think this would be Steve Gerber writing on this. Issue 34 there, Rich Buckler cover. A Nebulon, Celestial Man. 36, the new Red Guardian. I always thought that was she was a cool outfit. Right there, or Gil Kane cover on that. We've got 37, Power Man showing up to join the team. Of course, the Defenders was famously called the non-team. I guess it was like they weren't really trying to, get together on a regular basis. It's just things would happen and they'd get thrown together. And so there was didn't have a lot of organization as a team. I don't know how, it's kind of hard to define. It's kind of like anti-hero. It's kind of non-team, kind of was hard to define, but people would come and go. And Power Man apparently joined for a little while. So that's issue 37 through 40. I liked that suit. I guess not many people did because they changed it back, but I always liked that Valkyrie outfit too. Nighthawk up there. Issue 40 of Defenders. issue 41 of Defenders. Of course, this was running concurrent with the Hulk's book, and not really sure how sometimes he got time to get away from what he was doing in his book to come hang out with the Defenders. But these were his pals, and he would help them out. Issue 41. Issue 44. Got some Jack Kirby. Kirby has returned to Marvel, doing some covers. Jack Kirby Power Man there. Issue 44. Got issue 45. At least nobody's redrawing the faces. Got some the lady Defenders fighting the men Defenders. There, little woman's lib stuff going on right there. See, they've changed her costume back. I like the other one. 48. What is the secret of Scorpio? Kind of a tie-in to somewhat to Nick Fury. We've got early Moon Knight in these Defenders issues around this time. If you're not somebody that realized that Moon Knight was early in his career, he was in the pages of the Defenders. We got Keith Giffen doing early Keith Giffen art in the inside. 48. And you know it's early, man. You know it's early Moon Knight when he's got the things where his cape is attached to his arms. Right there. Oh, she's back in the regular suit. I don't know. She goes back and forth. Just, you know, she changes her suit when how she feels like it. 49. Number 53. I clearly have a Whitman or something. You know, different version here with the blank. Oh, this is George Perez cover, my boy. Didn't catch that until just now. Sweet. 53. Issue 54. Also George Perez. Don't know why this one is more expensive. It just might be in better shape. It's not necessarily a key or anything. That's issue 54. 55. Going into the origin of the Red Guardian, fighting the Presence. There. 657. I had this one. I remember this is not my original copy, but I had a copy of this when I was a little bitty kid. I remember this one very well. The story inside and that kind of thing with Ms. Marvel showing up. 57. Got 58 with an appearance by the Devil Slayer. Right there, Dollar Bill making a documentary about the Defenders. Doctor Strange coming back. There, Cape Man. Hulk calls him Cape Man. Sword Girl. What does he call Doctor Strange? Mustache Man. Issue 60. Looks like Herb Trimpe cover, maybe? That looks like a Trimpe Hulk. Right there in issue 60. Hulk calls Nighthawk, he calls him Bird Nose. Issue 61, guest above, starring Spider-Man. And early appearance of this villain, Lunatik, which I think maybe the next issue here is also another issue. It's an early one of mine of the team of them going up against Lunatik, and there's some Carmine Infantino art in here somewhere. 65. Looks like Byrne. No, Keith Pollard doing the cover on this one. Still got this team. Hellcat, of course, has joined. 66. Valkyrie returning to Asgard. She'd been running around with the Defenders for all this time, and this is the first time they're actually going back to Asgard, which is of course where she's from, which same as Thor. That's issue 66, 68. Right there, Hulk getting a little out of control. Right there. 69. The Hulk going up against some Herb Trimpe Hulk. Going up against the Anything Man. There. 72. We're at the point now where the Hulk is on TV, so he's going to be on the cover of every issue of Defenders. And we still got more Herb Trimpe art on that cover. Possibly inside. I can't remember who's doing the interiors. Steve Gerber presumably still writing. 73. There. He's fighting these guys. That Lunatik character, turns out there's a whole world of them. Or he's a reject from some world and they go there. That kind of thing. Oh yeah, this is Trimpe. That's a Trimpe face right there. 23. 76. Trombones. We're getting into, so Omega was a character that had his own series and it got canceled, and so the writer decided to kind of finish out his ideas for what that he was going to have in that story here among the Defenders in issue 76. And that continues into number 77. The Wasp and Moondragon hanging out with the Defenders here. There. Shoot 80. Rich Buckler back. Got some pretty art there. Got the Submariner hanging out. Shoot 80. To shoot 81. With the Defenders in this world where people have wings attached to the side of their head. That just doesn't seem aerodynamic, but okay. 81. 84. This used to be an expensive book because it had Namor fighting Black Panther as, seen sort of in the second Black Panther movie, but it's settled back down since then. Right there, 84. To 85. Another big boy book. I don't know why, per se, but it is selling for more than average. Generally, it's about $15 or up. Gets a red dot. 86. Right there. Just the crowd goes wild. Times Square. I guess Black Panther's, hanging out with them. Yeah, there he is. Sort of forgot about that. 88. Hulk hanging out with whales. There. 89. Hellcat has a death in the family. There. I think that's on the bag. It's not on the book. 93. Here we got some Ron Wilson art. The Defenders trying to stop Submariner, I guess. Got 94. Michael Golden on art from Micronauts. Son of Satan showing up. Hellcat becoming more of an actual Hellcat. Make sure that's clear. 94, or 95 rather. Got Dracula showing up. Got the Gargoyle, who would be a long-standing member from this point on. Right there. Through 99. Got the Silver Surfer has come back. He was an original member. It was funny, he had left by the time I first started reading Defenders, so the idea that he was supposed to be a member just seemed really weird to me until I got used to it. That's 99. Uh, 100. Shrimpy, I think, artwork. Basically, just pretty much everybody who's been a Defender. Got the return of Devil Slayer. 103 there. Defenders 104. Wonder Man and the Beast. Guest starring. Starting to have some direct market stuff. 108. Don Perlin doing the art. I think he'll stay on this for a while. Enchantress. They're going up against. $109. Yep, Enchantress, as I said. Not a bad suit. I just don't like this armor with the bullet boobs. Anyway, 109. I know it's more sort of Valkyrie, but I just like the other suits better. 109. Spider-Man hanging out. Beast still hanging out. 112. Vision and Scarlet Witch come to visit. The Overmind, the villain. They're fighting kind of a psychic thing. And we wind up going into the world of the Squadron Supreme, which of course was the fake Justice League, so that they could kind of do a Marvel meets the Justice League stories without actually having to get DC involved. So you got your Green Lantern character, and your Hawkman character, and your Wonder Woman, and your Superman, and Flash, and your Aquaman, and Atom, and Firestorm, and of course the Overmind is turning them against each other. Basically, the other thing is the Squadron Supreme kind of gets mind controlled every 5 minutes. That's kind of a gag with them, is they're constantly getting mind controlled. Because you got to have them fight, right? You got to have the heroes fighting each other, and so you mind control them, that side of them. Anyway, 116, some Gargoyle stuff, some Dolly, Miss Dolly or whatever. Dolly is her name. She's a friend of Hellcat's or whatever. And some stuff with her background, I think, if I remember correctly. 117. Right there, the Overmind has the brains of like these 6 other people all stuck in its body, and they have to learn to get along and work together in their new body that they have. That's all one body. 117, 120. Son of Satan not doing too well. Right there. 121. Son of Satan still not doing too well because this guy's stealing his shtick. But that's that. And then by 125, we're kind of getting into a more stable team. Some different members. We got Beast and Angel and Iceman from the original X-Men reuniting with Moondragon and Gargoyle and Valkyrie, and that's kind of the team there for a while. So these guys go away, and we got some Bill Sienkiewicz, or not, maybe not, maybe, yeah, well, maybe Bill Sienkiewicz is involved in this somewhere. But that's issue 125. Got issue 126 right there. What's weird is this guy looks totally different on the inside. Not totally, but he's got different hair and everything. It's like they didn't communicate very well to the artist, the cover artist, what we were going to be doing. 129. Got some Butch Guys art. We got the new Defenders meeting the New Mutants. Everybody's new. And I don't think this says the new. I don't think the new is on the indicia inside, so that's why they're filed with the regular Defenders. I think this is actually just still Defenders on the inside. 130. Is that Charles Vess? Am I saying that right? I'm remembering that right. Some beauty Valkyrie cover there. 133. Kevin Nolan right there. Uh, 134. What was this guy's? Manslaughter? Was that his name? He was kind of a bad guy. We had Cloud, who was changed forms back and forth between male and female, and conveniently positioned Clouds at all times, and they joined the team. 136, another a Gargoyle beauty cover on that one. Gargoyle gets his brain swapped with some other dude who wants his, immortal Gargoyle body. So that's 137 right there. So then the guy in the immortal Gargoyle body, fights the rest of the Defenders. 140. Mark Badger doing the artwork, but thankfully Bob McLeod saves it. Issue 140. We got 141. Mike Mignola of Hellboy fame doing the pencils on that right there. 144. Moondragon. There's some sort of being called the Dragon of the Moon that she's dealing with. There, I can't remember, Chris Warner or something like that did the art. 145. We had the return for the first time in a while of Johnny Blaze. I think, Ghost Rider the series had ended, and at some point Johnny Blaze had basically gotten cured, and he and his girlfriend were riding around, so he's just kind of a sort of an action hero, non-powered, doesn't have the gun, the shotgun that shoots hellfire or anything like that. He's just a dude, but he does show up to help out with this particular adventure here, which involves some kind of weird robots or holograms or something of those characters. 148 there. Good. 149. I think that's Cloud has a freak out. Angel has been blinded. He'll get better. There. And the whole thing ends with 152. We've got Andromeda, a big, tall, strong Atlantean lady, joined not long ago, helping out. And they fight a Gargoyle who's out of control again in the final issue of the original Defenders series. And there was one annual right there. Basic your team. This is from during the time when Power Man was in the team, I guess. Still got Red Guardian. So there you go, and that is that box.
Okay, so that's box 50. Next time we will do box 51. We will do some more Defenders, several other series of Defenders. There'll be some Demon in there, and then we will start dipping our toe into Detective Comics. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day.